We're back on old Flex today, the old CJ5 turning back into CJ6 project, and we're working on the Rocky Road Outfitters today, working on the high steering kit from them. And I'm going to drill and tap the rest of these and then drill into the down there into the knuckle and get that third bolt on each side done on both of these. I'm going to get the tie rod hooked up and see how she looks. You can see here we got these drilled out. Now we just got to do a little bit of cleaning up and then tap them on there. Throw a little bit of cutting fluid on there to get these things just cleaned up a little bit. Just so we can get that tap started. Nice and easy. Come over and do the other side now. Get them cleaned up with this a little bit. Just a little bit less work to start the tap. These things are thick. Now we got the tap, so we're going to do a little bit of a rapidly tap on this dog. And we got some cutting fluid. Some cutting done on this thing. Man, this cutting fluid really works fantastic. And I love the style of tap too. This is I like this a lot better than the regular taps I have. Because this is, I got these 3 different taps right here. Because you can't use a regular tap on this because of this right here. So it's nice to get the ratchet in there. Probably because I use the drill on this. So for the tapping, I started off with this tap right here. That way I could get it could fit in the hole real nice and get started. But you can't go like all the way through because you have to go all the way through this arm. So I finished up with this tap. That way it's skinnier back here. That way you can go all the way through the hole. And so I start with this one and then finished up with this one. So that worked perfectly on that. So we got the first one done. Now we'll work on the second one. So we just got to rinse and repeat. A little bit of tapping fluid. Man, I just love this cutting fluid. Open this knuckle up a little bit. So we'll finish up with the one that goes all the way through. Add a little bit of juice. Always goes better with a little bit of lube. Yeah, we're already all the way through there. Probably see that right, like that. That worked out fantastic. These two different taps. A lot better than the regular style taps you get, like a tap kit. That really helps out when you're ream out that hole a little bit. Let me get a little bit of bevel on here. Now we can get the tap started with having it not wobble too much on that. Now we go with our starter tap. Get a little bit of lube on there. Starting to get the droppings coming out. Yeah, just poking through the back. Got that all the way through now. Get a little coffee break now. So here we have to get this hit back a little bit so we can get the nut off. So we got to get this thing on there. There, we've got that thing beat back a little bit with the punch and hammer. Guess I should have listened to Dad. He told me it was not on there very tight, but I didn't listen. I guess me and Buck could have taken this off last weekend and finished it up. Break out the pick. I guess we need to lay it down on something. And this thing has been beat down. Looks like it's been hit at 3 different spots over the years. So we got the nut, the retaining clip. Now the next one. At least we got some oil, some grease still in there. That's good to see. Got that inner one off now. Pull out the bearing. Now, couldn't get on here very good. So now we can. So let's get this thing off. Then we can get to a drilling. Get these off now. These things haven't been broken loose in a while. Or ever. Now, since we got them broke loose. Come on, baby. You can kind of see where I had to do a little bit of side grinding on that, on this, because my socket wouldn't fit all the way down onto the nut because this is so tight in here for that 5/8 on the passenger side. The driver's side was fine, but this particular section, a little bit closer to this side of it, so we had to do a little bit of touch up. Break out a little bit of cut fluid. Okay, got her through. Now, got the passenger side on now. And we got that bolt through, but we got to come in there and hit it. Okay, so we're tightening her up for the final time now on the passenger side. We've got this bolt in now. Get that one snug down. We didn't need a spacer on there. Guess I just better put these out loose because I can't remember what side went on where. Put the driver's side in. Guess we'll have to put the tires on and figure out which one goes where because I can't remember. So now officially, passenger side is done. Put the parts back on. Get that thing back on there. Get it back in the groove. Do that there. On this first nut, we're going to torque it down to 50, then bring it back at 1/8 to 1/4 turn. After we do that, to make sure there's no play in this back and forth. And then we'll put the second one on, and then do a little rinse and repeat. That's 50. There, got that one backed out a little bit. And we'll put on the outer one. We'll torque this one back down to 50. Okay, that's torqued down. So this bent over a little bit. There we go. Now she won't back out. Next, put on the Warren. I'll back at it on a Sunday. Got this back on, and we do have one problem. can't thread this. There's something in here that I can't drill out, so I gotta order a new one of these. One of these hubs. I don't know, because I was missing one of the bolts on the Warren, and I was wondering why we never had one on this one. And I can't physically drill it out. I don't know what, they put something in there, I don't know what, but I can't get it out. So gotta order up a new one of those and then do that, but put all this back in for now. So now, just like the passenger side, take this off. Man, what the hell torqued that thing down? Jeez. So now I've got everything off the driver's side. Getting the Hester kit on, getting it set up to put everything on to see how this lines up, and then get that bottom one put in. I think this one won't fit up right here. I have to head over to the grinder, do a little bit of tender loving care. Well, that should be good enough. Hopefully to get it on there. Oh yeah. Man, that is not fun. I need to get out, find the lock washer. So I just gotta do the rest of it. We'll throw this back together, and I'll throw this driver's side back together, and then we'll get started on the rest of it. I'll toss this thing. Okay, now we got the steering box on. Man, that's a nice angle now. So here's how it looks now. It's that Hester kit on there, and that's a nice angle right there. I gotta wait to put the weight on it to do the shocks and everything, because since there's no weight on it, the shocks are like maxed out right now. So I need all the weight on the vehicle to push everything down to the correct ride height and everything, to put the bump stops and everything in, and then put the shocks on. So kind of got to hold off with that, but the Rocky Road kit's all done. Got the back all done, all set up on here. Got these bump stops on. I'll probably put the front ones on the same spot, but I got these all done on the front. Got the Hester kit in. Everything all good to go. And since this is a lot shorter than stock, so you're not matching that up, your tie rod length and everything, to the your vehicle, because you're a lot further in, because your old one was here and your new one's here, so it's that much shorter to get to. And then the same thing over here on the driver's side, that your old one's here and your new one's here, so your Rocky Road kits, your drag ring and tie rod are a lot shorter, because you're not going all the way over here to the passenger side either. You're stopping right there, so this piece is that much shorter than stock. But she's looking good. This thing's gonna be like perfectly flat when you put the weight on it. May even have to bring it up a little bit. That's why I didn't finish up the steering box and everything, because I wanted to see how this Rocky Road kit was going to be and where to put the steering box at and everything. So everything is loose right now. This thing can go back and forth. And I kind of just got that tacked up on there right now, so the steering box and everything can go down. Me and Buck built the new bracket for the steering, for the Saginaw steering box. I still gotta wait till we get a little weight on it and everything and see where we're gonna ride at, then figure out the height and depth of the steering box to give us the perfect setup. But that's how she looks right now. But finally, Rocky Road kit's all done. Until we get the body and engine and everything back in the Jeep, then we'll finish up the rest of the front end. And like I said, we're doing we're coming off the body, off the roll cage, and then doing a triangle, then a bracket for the shocks right here on both sides. So not really going to put the shocks on right now. And then come up, and then since we have this right here, we're still going to come over with the hoop for the radiator and a front grille. So that's going to strengthen this up, along with this 3/16 bent steel that we set up on there. That thing is stout. Because my old stock one, that thing was cracked to beat hell, kind of like how the frame is. So I bent up a 3/16 piece, and boy, this thing is heavy. So that's it for the weekend. See you guys on the next one.